And it's almost there. And it's live. I'll give a few minutes for people to join in, and we will get this party started. And hopefully the mic is fine. I'm going to have to go back to this. Oh, good, my mic is right in front of me. Oh, well, fuck it, I don't care. I do not care one iota today. Can everyone hear me okay? Actually, here. Iota. There we go. Yes, so the audio is working just fine. Cool. So I don't know how many of you know this or not. I mentioned this on my Discord. I got called a fascist sympathizer today on Facebook. And I'm going to be very blunt right now. I am sick, and I am fucking tired of the just fucking childish bullshit coming out of Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, all of it. So I am making another ranty video. And I'm also going to preface this with I will end up talking about other YouTubers. And I will mention them by name. I will not show their channels. And they are more than welcome if they ever fucking want to come and have a discussion. They won't because they're chicken shits, but hey, they're absolutely more than welcome anytime to reach out. My Discord is in all my streams and all my videos, and my email is, of course, on my YouTube. So anytime they want to, they're more than fucking willing to reach out and have a conversation. Now, on to the fun bits. In the past few weeks to honestly a couple months, because memory's a bitch right now, I have been called everything you could possibly imagine, from a Nazi to a fascist sympathizer, which was the most recent. I've been told to get back in the oven, shit like that. Now, I am one that firmly believes words are words. It is how... Well, it's how we react to it. And this is me reacting to words. So whatever comes of this is on me. It is on my head, the results of what happens here. So, let's talk about fascist sympathizers, shall we? Anyone who believes that taking power through force for their own means because they believe they know what's right over other people, that's your fascist sympathizer, you fucking Antifa pricks. So, now that I've got that out of the way, and by the way, how fucking dare you people? You want to say to me, who I have always said, I defend anyone's right to free speech, including their fucking own. I defend their right to not look me dead in the face, because half of them are cowards. I defend their right to actually say, I am a Nazi, even though it is factually fucking wrong. They have every right to say it. Just like I have every right to call them a fucking lunatic. Because, well, that's factually correct. Now that I've got that out of the way, it's... For the juicy bits, I guess, I'm going to get into. I'm going to list off... Let me see. 3 or 4 YouTubers. I'm going to list off 3 specifically off the top of my head. I might go even more. Fuck it. I'm going to say an indeterminate amount. I plan on 3. It could be more. You have Leaky Cheese. You have Norn Queen Alexis. And you have Matrikill. All 3 of these specifically are in the Warhammer community. And anytime they want to have an actual discussion about our disagreements, my Discord and email is always open. I will show them the respect I would fucking expect in return, which I don't get from any of the 3. But I would show them the respect they don't show and be like, anytime you want to have a conversation, even though we disagree, you're more than welcome to come on here and we can have a chat. We would, of course, have to set up times and dates, because I believe All three of them are in different time zones, but I'd be more than welcome to do the work and set up the stream, set up the good time for them, and to set it up to where it will be civil, at least on my end. They won't, because I firmly believe they're all fucking cowards. If they have a discussion, they will be proven wrong? Not necessarily. Everyone has right to their opinion. So, for instance, I can have every right to say that I think what they believe is wrong, and they believe what I say is wrong. And that's fine. We can agree to disagree. But that might be where we get. I'm perfectly fine with that. I am perfectly okay with a conversation ending on agreeing to disagree. Now, here's what I'm not okay with. Actually, I'll bring up a Twitch streamer. I would be more... Actually, I openly invite him. I believe his name was Sunsoul. I don't know. I caught like 5 minutes of it and then laughed till I had a coughing fit because, as I'm sure some of you know, I have COPD. I laughed to the point where I couldn't breathe anymore with how ridiculous he was. Sunsoul, anytime you want to, the invitation is perfectly open if you would like to come to my channel and have a discussion. Because I have a lot of problems with what you did, but I would be more than happy to hear your side of it. Anywho, that aside, the hilarious part is, out of the 4 people I've named so far, I'm showing them all the respect to say, well, except with Sunsoul, I might not agree with them, but they're more than welcome to come here and present their argument. With Sunsoul, I openly say, I don't like what you fucking did, but feel free to defend yourself. Defend what you did to me. Doesn't mean he will. I don't think he will. But the invitation's always open. I could be surprised. Now, time to set the record straight on where I stand on some of this shit that makes me a fascist sympathizer, or a Nazi, or that I should climb back in the oven. I firmly believe that everyone has a right to free speech. There's no such thing to me as hate speech. And no one is ever going to win this argument with me. Again, I've been told to climb back in the oven. Do I think there should be negative consequences for that person? No. Do I think they're a moron? Absolutely. I have been called a Nazi. Do I think those people should be punished for it? No. Do I think they're fucking morons? Absolutely. That's the consequence to this. For me, and for people who think in a way I do about speech, we just look at you and like, look at this child. Because that's all you are to us. If all you're going to do is sit there and name call when we try and have a conversation, fuck it. You're a child at that point. I don't really care. My 2-year-old is more mature than some of these people. And I want to put this in a little bit of perspective. My 2-year-old is more mature than some of these adults. In multiple ways. And I have no problem saying this. Because it's true. And this is something else. Anyone who doesn't like what I say, I don't care. I really don't. If you don't like what I say, be it in my YouTube videos, or if you don't like my rant videos, I have gameplay videos. I have lore videos. Or if you just don't like me as a person, there's other 40k YouTubers. There's other gameplay YouTubers. If you want to come into my community and fuck with me, or even better yet, because this is, I think, happened once, fuck with someone in my community, understand this is my philosophy on it. Building up a community on YouTube is like building a family. And Lee, I know you're fucking with me at this point, but it's like building up a family. And quite frankly, and I have one specific example, I'm actually not as hard on people who have been with me longer. And I should be, but I'm not, because they are like family to me. I have a lot of people on my Discord who have been with me since before I've started my channel. Now, technically, if you go on Social Blade, it's a lie. It says I've had the channel for fucking, like, 4 or 5 years. My first video was January 9th, 2019. So I've been doing this almost 2 years now. And And since before I've had the channel, I've known some of these people, and they are like a family to me. And God help you if you come after them, because then I'll come after you. And I'm not nice like most of them. I have teeth, and I bare them. And when I say I come after you, I know some of you little pussies out there will be like, "Oh, he threatened me. Yeah, he's a meanie." What I mean when I say I'll come after you, unlike some of you little fucking cowards who have already blocked me because you can't have a conversation, is I will come after you and I will make you look like the child you are. I will prove on social media that you are the child that I call you out to be. Because once people see that, they're like, There's already children YouTubers, and let me tell you something. Here's something I think that a couple of YouTubers miss. And I will say this one specifically, especially someone acting fucking childish like Leaky Cheese. We've already got children YouTubers. Ryan's World has already got that one on lockdown. You're good. We've already got our quota. He's doing it by him fucking self, I think. He is for children YouTubers what PewDiePie is for gaming YouTubers and meme YouTubers. They could do it on their own. So, Leaky Cheese, I know what you're trying to do. You're just being really bad at it. And again, if you want to have a discussion about how I'm wrong, feel free to come on my channel and tell me how wrong I am. I'll just probably laugh at you the entire time, but we can have that discussion. It depends on how civil you want to be. Again, my civility runs on Newton's third law. It is an equal and opposite reaction. If you're civil, I can be civil. And actually, if you talk to one of the main people on my Discord, who I really could not run my Discord without, Coda, if you talk to him, he will tell you, he has seen firsthand, I can be the nicest person in the world to someone and be the most civil, or I can be the biggest fucking prick in the world. And I won't care either way. Again, my civility is literally Newton's third law. Equal and opposite reaction. Not really the best way to be, but yeah, fucking deal with it. I don't change myself to make other people happy. Now, that, of course, being said, when people start calling... Actually, here's a good little story. And I hope the person on Facebook is fucking watching this video. I should have added them. I didn't, because I didn't think about it. Damn it! So, there are people that I have known who have changed so drastically in the past 2 to 4 years. And let me tell you something. I know liars. I know... what's the word? Not really a grifter, but I guess that's the closest thing. But I've known people like that, and people have taken advantage of the fact that I used to not always be this way. That I didn't used to be a cynical prick. But I am. I am now, thanks to those people. In fact, I've had people lie, and yeah, deceitful is a good word. Lie, and then defend their lies on them lying to get me fired from a job. One of the things that was an accusation was that I threatened someone with a knife. I threatened a coworker with a knife 2 years ago. I won't mention the place where I worked. I won't mention the person. It turns out about a month later, he's like, no, he didn't do that. I mean, because what it was this is actually one of my really tight friends. We were just joking around. I had given my box cutter to someone else, so I ended up pulling my personal knife out, which is it in here? I believe it is. Ah, there it is. Yep. I pulled out my personal box cutter, which is this. For anyone who doesn't know, this is this is about 5 or 6 inches. They didn't really appreciate that, but I forgot the subject we were talking on. He started joking with me. I just looked at him like, "Hey, we got you," like just fucking joking around. And of the 3 complaints, no, it wasn't really 3, but of the 3 complaints that they kind of got to stick, that was the only one that got me fired. They tried getting me on at least one sexual assault or sexual harassment count that they just like, that's just fucking retarded. And then the second one that I didn't even fucking know about, apparently, that I'm just now finding out about 2 years later, I wasn't even brought up to me. So, I know you told me to stay off Twitter, Asmagod. This wasn't Twitter, this was Facebook. So, this is me ranting about the bullshit on all social media, period. And how people need to grow the hell up. Which they won't, but fuck it. This is me telling them to grow the hell up. And Aspagon, you're going to love this. I extended an invitation to 4 people. I extended an invitation to Leaky Cheese, to Norn Queen Alexis, and Major Kill. And then as much as I know this one isn't fucking going to happen, I also put out an invitation to Sun Soul, and he was the only one I had something really negative to say about. I said with the other 3, if they just want to come and, just talk about while we have our different views, that's fine. With him, I said, I think what you did was fucked up, and if you want to come try and defend that, feel free. You're always welcome. They are always welcome on my channel. Oh, I know none of them will respond. No, I just offered like fucking 5 minutes ago, but that's beside the point. I mean, they're not going to respond, but fuck it. My door is always open if they want to come have a discussion. But anyway, so I know what it's like for people to lie to get me fired. The other one that's really interesting is about 5 years ago, I converted to Judaism. I am a horrible Jew, as you can see by my language. But it is the path of life I have chosen to live. And I had a direct boss that actually said to me, "Why would you want to be a Jew? No one likes that. No one likes the Jews." Or even better, we don't celebrate Jewish holidays here. We celebrate American holidays like Christmas and Easter. Fucking Christian holidays, not American holidays like, Memorial Day or 4th of July. Better argument. Anyway. So, I have undergone discrimination. I have received death threats for being Jewish. Well, I've received a death threat for being Jewish. I have received much hate for being Jewish. So, you know what? For those fuckers who think I don't understand what racism or anti-Semitism is, fuck you. I have a better idea than some people do. I have a worse idea than some people do, because I haven't actually had someone attempt to take my life. But I have had someone threaten to. Actually, no, I take it back. I've had 2 death threats, but the other one was for something a little bit different. But no, and so a lot of people get on to me about using Facebook. Facebook for me is keeping in touch with some of my extended family, and for some of my friends I don't really have their phone numbers, or that we used to be coworkers, and either me or them, well, now both of us don't work there. So it's stuff like that. So for me, and here's the thing about my Discord. I know for a fact there's at least one person on my Discord that has massively different political views from me. And I'm okay with that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like 99.9% sure that they have complete opposite political views from me. And I'm cool with that. You know what? I like them. They're a great person. I'm okay, fine. I wasn't going to do that, but yes, Cindy, it is you. I think there's one more, but I know for a fact that me and you are almost polar opposites, which is kind of funny because I'm not even that far off of center. If anything, I'd be center fucking right, but I am almost firmly in the center. But there's a lot of stuff me and, because she outed herself, Cindy disagree on, and I don't care. I like Cindy for who she is. Actually, there's a better example. Lee is further right than I fucking am. Except for, I can think of one case where that's probably not true. And I don't care. I've known Lee for about 3 years now, and I've known Cindy for about 2.5. I don't care about, that Lee is right as hell, and Cindy is, I wouldn't say left as hell, but she's further left than I am. She's probably left, I'm center, and Lee is like all the way down the road. Yeah, she's leftish. That's a good way of wording it, my rant. Or at least as far as I know, she's leftish. I know she's left of center, but I don't know how far. But, I mean, in Asmagon's libertarian, I'm fucking centrist. I'm literally dead center, and I will sit here and I will look at Lee and I'll be like, and you know, we don't have these conversations, but I could sit here with Lee and be like, I agree with you on this, and I disagree with you on that. And I'd look at Cindy and be like, I agree with you on this, and I disagree with you on that. And you know, I trust them to be able to have that conversation. Don't, because I particularly don't care for politics. I don't give a shit about it. The most I care about politics right now is the 2020 election, because either way, I could see shit getting worse no matter who gets elected. I just have my own personal opinions on who I think would be better. It's the cognitive one. And secondly, the fucking governor of Virginia. He needs to resign. That's about as far as I go into fucking politics. That monster needs to get the fuck out of office, like, tomorrow. But that's a little different. I'm not really going to do that rant again. I do not like him. I do not think he should have ever been elected. I think he bought the election. And I think he should never be in politics, ever. I think he is out and out a monster. But, it's just fucking me. That all aside, I think that even with our political differences, with our religious differences, because it's a thing now, because of our color differences, it doesn't fucking matter. You know, like, I have people on my Discord from every walks of life. I have worked with people from every walks of life. Two of the best people I've fucking worked with after I became a Jew, one was an atheist and one was a Satanist. And you know what? I have more respect for those two people, which you would think would be very ideologically opposed to me. I have more respect for those people to be upfront, honest, and respectful towards people like me, towards most of the people on my towards everyone on my Discord, than I would trust anyone else who claims like, we're anti-fascist, we're anti-this, we're anti-that. And you know what? That goes for left and fucking right. This is one thing why I like being in the fucking center. Because on the left, you have the extreme left, like BLM, like Antifa, like all these fucking people. And on the right, you have the alt-right too. You have the Proud Boys, you have all these crazy motherfuckers on the right too. If we could just separate, you know, here's what we need to do. We don't need an IQ test to make sure people can vote. We need a sanity test. If you believe the shit the alt-right does, your vote counts for a half point. You get some representation, but you're too damn crazy for it all. If you're on the alt-left, like, if you think burning down cities is fucking dandy, I don't think you should fucking vote to begin with, or you should just go to your own fucking island and burn it down while you're on it. So, it's like, where the fuck is the middle ground for some of these people? I mean, there isn't one. I mean, so what brought this on and what made me want to do this, you aren't alt-right though, Lee. You're right, you're not alt-right. That's the point I'm making, is the crazy motherfuckers at both ends. The thing is, there's more on the left than there is on the right. I don't give a shit that that's improper representation. You should hear about my capital justice ideas. You would cringe at that. But that's mostly towards pedos. And speaking of pedos, that's going into my next point. The kid up in Wisconsin. I can't think of his name. It's completely unimportant. You know what? This is what I got in trouble for on Facebook. Because someone pointed out he's going to get first-degree murder. Like, do you fucking know the difference between first-degree murder and self-defense? First-degree murder is premeditated, which means, because words are hard, premeditated means you went out planning on not only how, but who you're going to kill. Self-defense is someone chasing you, firing 4 shots at you, you turning around, firing 4 shots, and hitting one of the people chasing you in the face. someone trying to take your weapon array, you putting a round in their chest, and then someone again trying to take your weapon array because it seemed like a fucking good damn idea the first 2 times, and putting a Glock to your head, and you put a hole in their arm, that's self-defense. I don't care who the fuck you think you are. Now, here was an argument I saw, and I respect this argument a little bit, but I'm going to counter it. I got told that it was better to up and leave if, for instance, where I live, in the county I live in, sometimes my rain, but that's a really big gray area, but manslaughter is a little bit different. Usually self-defense, they just completely throw out. It's not murder fucking 1. You have better for murder 3, which is murdering someone without acting in a way to preserve human life. If you're acting in a negligent way, that's murder 3. You'll have a better chance with that than murder fucking 1, but they're retarded. Let them do it. So, fuck, where was I? This is why ADHD sucks. I know I went on the murder 1 versus self-defense rants. Oh, and by the way, here's where I stand, because I am going to get on this. Guy who took a bullet to the face. The first one down, and another one down, and another one down, and another one bites the dust. I have no problem making that joke. Was a pedo. Okay? Or pedo, or how the fuck you want to say it. And I just got a DM from Asmagon, asked me if I want to stream this on my channel. I don't give a shit. I'm cool with it. Let them do what they want. He was a pedo. Let me tell you something. Here's my opinion on that. That was too quick. Pedos are less than human. They are. I don't give a shit what anyone fucking says. You touch a child? Oh, I know where I was going with this. Yeah, but let me finish the pedo and then I'll get back to where I was on track. Because ADHD. Yeah, pedos are less than human. They get exactly what's coming to them. In fact, I would, staple a sign to them and then put them in prison. But, them and rapists too. They get a bunch of love in prison. Not in the way they want, either. So, the argument I was told is that if I knew that the riots were coming to my county, it would be better to leave and let people burn my shit down than to stay and defend my shit. And you know what? Get fucked if you believe that. Because now, yes, life is more important than things. I agree with that. However, no one has a right to take your shit away from you against your will. Be it from theft or from destruction. You have every right to defend your shit. People don't agree with that? I don't fucking care. That's where I stand on it. That's my opinion. And opinion, everyone has one. Doesn't mean I'm right. Just how I feel about it. So, no, chances are, if the riots were to come here, I don't carry guns, I carry knives. It puts me at a bit of a disadvantage, but fuck it. I will do what I can to protect my stuff and my family. You don't have to like my feelings on it. You don't. You really don't. But I believe everyone should have the right to defend their family and their property. Regardless. Lee, I'm not going to get guns. I just don't like guns. It's funny. Everyone makes fun of me for this because I'm an American and I don't like guns. I just don't like them. But now that I've gotten off of the really deep shit, that's probably going to get me in trouble within the next couple of days with YouTube, and I don't care. I seriously do. I seriously do put out an invitation to the people I mentioned before: Leaky Cheese, Norman Queen Alexis, Major Kill, and even Sunsoul, whatever that fella's name is. Anytime they want to have a conversation, I keep the invitation open. I talk with, I'm in the pro-arch camp. So I've talked with a lot of the pro-arch people. I have talked with a lot of the anti-arch people. They just usually resort to name-calling and then blocking. But anytime they want to have a conversation, I am more than willing to have a conversation. They won't. I don't believe they will. I shouldn't say they won't. I should say I don't believe they will. But the invitation is always open. And, I mean, I am perfectly okay using my channel for them to bring up their points, for us to have a discussion. I am absolutely cool with that. I think it... I think the thing that's gotten lost over the years, in the past... Let me see, how old am I? I don't want to answer that question. I would say easily in the past 10 to 15 years, there's been a shift where people they've lost their respect for other people. And that's really what needs to change. People need to respect the fact that not everyone is going to agree with them. Not everyone's going to bend to their will. In fact, funny story, the reason I got bigger, or not got bigger, but I got more involved in more of the in the Warhammer community itself, but in the pro arch community as well, is because I felt like I was disrespected. I was asked to do something I was not willing to do, and I refused to. And that set off a massive argument. I lost a friend that I had for about 2 years, and you know what? I'm cool with it. After that, and meeting the people I have now, I can honestly say, as cold as this is going to sound, I'm better off. I was in a toxic mindset. It was making it worse. And I have found people who keep me out. Well, don't keep me out of that, but they help me get myself out of that toxic mindset. And, I mean, again, even with the people on my Discord, they help me all the time. There's stuff that I go through that they don't see. In fact, the only one who really knows some of the shit that I've been going through lately is Coda. And the reason is because I was planning on taking about a week or two off from Discord alone, and ended up taking a week off from most of my channel shit as well. So I'm kind of behind, but I can catch up. It's easy. Well, I shouldn't say it's fucking easy, but it's something I can do. But I understand what it's like to go through hard things. And anyone on my Discord, even if there's someone I don't like, I would be more than happy if they're going through something hard to sit down and be like, okay, tell me about it. Tell me what's going on. I mean, we don't always agree, we don't like each other, but I would rather us not like each other and not agree on some aspects than for you to be in the kind of mindset I was. It's not right for anyone to be in that mindset, and true friends look out for each other, even when they are pissed at each other. And that's what we need to go back to. We don't all have to be friends. I should kind of correct that. But we should all have that mutual respect for when someone is down, don't fucking kick them. Because someone does something you like, or because someone does something you don't like, doesn't mean you have to bring them down. If you don't like a TV show, if you don't like a game, don't watch it, don't play it. If you don't like a YouTuber, don't fucking watch them. What's the point? All you're going to do is upset yourself and keep yourself in this circular-ass, toxic mentality. It's going to do you no good. It's what I did for the fucking longest time. To an extent, it's what I still do. Because I am a masochist. But... Yep. Actually, there's a really good example. It's a really good example right in my chat. And I wasn't even thinking about that, actually. There have been times when when me and Lee have both been going through issues, and Lee has reached out to me, and I've reached out to him, and we help each other through it. I mean, and I'm pretty sure there are times I've gotten on Lee's nerves, and actually he's never really gotten on my nerves. I can't think of a time when he has. There are other people who have, but I can't think of a time when he has, honestly. But even if it would have, it wouldn't change how I feel. I mean, to an extent, there have been times when a good example of this is actually Coda. There have been times when I've gotten on Coda's nerves, and there are times when he's gotten on mine. But it doesn't change that we're friends. It doesn't change the fact that he is a damn good moderator and a fucking amazing friend. When I go through shit, I know I can depend on him. He knows that when he's going through shit, if he wants to talk about it, and sometimes I do have to pull it out of him, he can talk to me anytime he wants. That's what needs to change. We need to get out of this mindset of I'm right, you're wrong, regardless of what you say. We need to get back into the mindset of okay, even though we disagree, how are you doing? Are you okay, man? That's the fucking problem. Is you just don't see it. People don't act it anymore. And now I have no room to talk because there have been times when I have gone after people hard for being assholes, and I am not apologetic for it either. Again, how I react to people is very equivalent to how they treat me or people I care about. There are a couple good examples on Twitter. I consider Kibbs a very good friend. He has heard some of my bullshit, and he has put up with some of my bullshit. So I mean, I can consider him a friend. And when people attack him over shit that's not true, I get nasty quick, and I honestly don't like doing it. I don't like being a nasty person. I don't. It's not worth it. But that gives no one any right to talk about people just because they're upset about them. And it's not even talk about them. I mean, I've seen people called pedophiles for liking anime. I've seen people, like in my case, again, I've been called a Nazi for defending free speech, which is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. You defend free speech, so you're a Nazi. You defend self-defense, so you're a fascist sympathizer. Fucking really? I mean, come the fuck on. Are you actually serious, or do you have a mental condition? I mean, there are a few choice words I would use as McGunn, but as much as I'm toting the line with this stream, I would really break a lot of rules doing that one. I mean, it's what it's like I say, people like Lee, people like Myrain, people like Asmagon, who are just here in this chat, people like Ginger Ninja, all of them are great people. And I'm lucky to have them on my Discord in my life, period. I couldn't imagine not having friends like this. And I thought for the longest time, that one of my closest friends had my back through thick and thin. And they threw me away like garbage. And after that, I'm not going to lie, I was really hesitant about getting into Kibbs' community. Because that's just what I expected at that point. Was just people just like, I'm not worth it. People just throw me away the second they don't fucking need me. And now, because of people like Kibbs, like Asmagon, like Lee, like Ginger Ninja, like Myra, like all of them, it pulled my head out of my ass. So I could see that not everyone is that bad. Because at that time, that was such a close friend to me. It was like having my heart ripped out of my chest. This was someone that I had devoted hours and hours of my time to just to listen to them. In addition to some of the other stuff that went on behind closed doors and will stay behind closed doors. But just to listen to when they were down. And yeah. And Lee has too. And I think Lee got a similar treatment to what I did. Actually, I think what happened with Lee was a little bit more fucked up than what happened to me, from what he described to me. But I mean, and it's like it doesn't matter. I was there for about. I was there for about 2.5, 3 years. Lee was there for about 4 and is still there for some freaking reason. And it was just a massive slap in the face to both of us. And the horrible thing about it is, I don't know if the person who did it doesn't realize that he's treating people like shit, or that he's treating specific people like shit. People who just won't do whatever he says at the fucking drop of a hat. But he is. And I hope he changes. That's kind of the reason why I still sneak around every chance I get. Is because I hope to hear there's an iota of a change. And every time, I'm disappointed. Because it's the same bullshit. Every single time. And the only thing I want is for the person to change. Just to change. See that I was hoping that I would be a catalyst. That once I was gone, they would see that the way they treat people is unacceptable. Didn't happen. Got worse, kind of. And I mean that's true, Myron, but that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm not really focused on his ego. I'm focused on him as a person. And yeah, your ego can affect that to an extent, but I mean, how can you really sit there? And I'll even fucking say this out and out. Someone like Lee, how can you see someone like Lee as just that? Uh, I and I'm trying to say it without saying it, but I don't want to say he sees you as less than a person. But how can he see you as that disposable? Like again, I've known you for 3 years, and it's like, what the fuck? Because uh, I'm actually coming to about the tail end of the rant, but essentially, the same person who disrespected me disrespected Lee, and I don't understand it. And Lee is a much better person. He's a much better person outside closed doors than I am. I am the same person behind closed doors than I am outside. I have no mask. I have no filter. Lee, I don't want to say he has a mask, but he's more civil. That's a really weird way of saying it. Something's more civil. Damn it. There are more inside jokes behind closed doors. All groups have this. You're more yeah, there you go. You're more politically savvy. Yes, there you go. There's the right way. I am not good with words. But Lee is Lee is just an amazing dude. He's one of the best guys I've ever met. Along with, like I said, I could literally list off this entire chat. I can list off my entire Discord, and I can do it all day. I don't understand how anyone in their right mind could disrespect him. And yes, Asmagon, you said something kind of dead on. I'm a good, honest person who you respect, and I really appreciate it. And I respect you too, man. You know that. And I still find it hard to fucking believe that there's a 10-year age gap between us. But no, so you're half right on that. I'm not a good person. I'm not. at my core, I am. People have made me a very horrible cynic. But I am a very honest person. You know that. Like, and this is funny. I've talked about this before. I know, but it still fucks with me that there's a 10-year gap. I was thinking 5 at most. But anyway. One of the things I always talk about, I talked about this a lot beforehand, and I've changed my opinion on this twice. When I first started doing 40k lore videos, I thought it would be cool eventually to just, not even on a stream, not even on a video, just to sit down and talk with Arch. I really did. That would be like the thing that would blow my mind. And the first couple times I talked to him, I didn't say much because I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit starstruck. And then afterwards, now I feel like I can talk to him a little bit more. I'm still a little nervous. Don't know him that well. Don't know what I can say. And apparently, it's kind of a mutual thing where we don't really know what. Not offensive. Offensive is not the right word, but we don't know what the other person is comfortable talking about or with yet. And so I respect that. I do. And I hope to talk to him more. Because he is for what anyone says about him, no one can deny he's a very intelligent person. And I enjoy talking to him because of his intelligence. And I hope to continue to get that chance. Now, in the middle, I was kind of like, you know what? I kind of got the wrong impression of him from the wrong person. And I kind of saw him as a dick. And after actually talking to him after the fact and making my own opinion, which I should have done from the get-go, I realized he's not a dick. He's not. It's something that I just have to not build up that relationship, but just to talk with him more. You know, like I said, get used to what he's used to talking about, get used to what I'm used to talking about. And it's one of those things where it's like, I respect the amount of work that he puts in to YouTube. And that's one of the reasons, like specifically him, Kibbs, Asmagon, I have respect for all 3 of them because of the work they put into YouTube. Even YouTubers I hate. Like, a semi-decent example of this. One YouTuber I do not like as a person is Tactica Imperialis. That being said, I respect the grind he puts into his videos. I don't have to like the person to respect the work they do. Unfortunately, I learned that lesson a lot later in life than I really needed to, but that's when I should have learned earlier, but I didn't. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I'm not perfect. No one is. And that's why I look at some of these people and I say, maybe it's the time. Maybe it's the time, and that's what's making people go crazy. Maybe. Lee feels naked in my chat. Lee, I don't expect you to moderate. It's not that I don't want you to. I'm just... All I expect is you to hang out and have a good time. And I hope you hang out and have a good time. But I mean, I made... That's true. And that's kind of what I said earlier. That shit needs to stop. It needs to stop being, I'm right, and no matter what you say are wrong. And it needs to go back like, okay. And I'll use you as an example, Millardo. It should be like, okay, Millardo, me and you don't agree. But you know what? I know you were having a hard day the other day. Are you doing better, man? That's how it should be. It's one of those things where we lost that along the way. And like I said, in the past 10, 15 years, there was just a shift where it didn't matter what you say. Now, the hilarious thing is actually about 10 years ago, It was the right. It was the conservative Christians. I know because I grew up in that household. They were the ones that didn't want to hear it. Now it's their exact opposite. So, I mean, it's kind of hilarious the extremes have kind of changed. But we just need to go back to a time when it didn't matter. Like, seriously, I've heard of people getting fired for their political beliefs. Like, that's just not cool. Like, if someone is a hard-ass worker, that's all that should matter. It shouldn't matter what color they are. It shouldn't matter what religion they prescribe to. It shouldn't matter what their political beliefs are. All that should matter is, are they doing the job and are they doing it well? I have worked with people of every background. I've worked with Asian, I've worked with Hispanic, I've worked with Black, I've worked with White. I've worked with people of every different fucking religion except for, like, weird, well, not weird ones, but smaller ones. Like, I haven't worked with someone who goes for Shintoism. I don't think I've worked with anyone who goes with Hinduism, but I've worked with all the different brands of Christians. I've worked with a couple of different Jews. I've worked with atheists. I've worked with a couple. Well, let me make sure I have this right. Yeah, a couple Satanists. Because there's been at least two that I can think of, maybe three. I have worked with. I can't imagine you almost being fired. But but you have a job where I couldn't really imagine you being fired from because of what you do. But that's a little bit different. But I mean, it's like it shouldn't. But it shouldn't matter what people are. It shouldn't matter if someone's Catholic or Jewish or atheist or something. It shouldn't fucking matter. And I mean, realistically, the reason and I even came up with a stupid joke for me, the atheist and the Satanist, that we all work together. But the reason we all get along is because we all worked our asses off. And especially when we work together, because I worked as a cook with them. And one of them was a cook and the other was our manager. But the thing is when we were all cooking together, we didn't have to talk. We had this just connection where if one of us was starting to slip, one of the other two would see and be like, okay, I've got mine handled. So, what do you need help? What can I do to help you real quick to get you caught back up, and then I'll go back to my thing. And, I don't know how that could get you fired, but that's kind of funny, Lee. But, I mean, that's all that should matter. Is like I said, we would work our asses off. We had that work relationship where we could just sense it. That's what we need to go back to. I mean, we need to get people off this fucking track. There's an example I've heard. I don't like it. But the reason I don't like it is because it's actually kind of accurate. The left was always pulling on the leash to go further left, and the right would hold on to the leash to keep them close to center. And the right just fucking let go and let them do their own thing. I don't like it, but I could see it. And, I mean, it's one of those things where I don't think that people need to have their beliefs constrained by any means. But I think we need to come back to the point where we respect that other people have different beliefs. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I have, like I said before, I've made mistakes. In fact, right now, especially this month, these mistakes are costing me very, very heavily. I don't talk about it because to me it's not important. It's my shit. I have to attempt to fix it. And unfortunately, there are times I can't. But that's not the point. I made the mistakes. It's on me to fix it. Other people have made mistakes. It's on them to fix it. It's not on someone to point and laugh like, haha, look what you did. it's on people to be like, hey, do you need me to be an ear? Or, hey, what can I do to help you out? Or shit like that. And we lost that. We lost that not just as a society. I could say this is almost a global thing. And that's what really hurts. I don't know, maybe this will reach the right people and it'll start. Yeah. Maybe, Jabro. Maybe. I honestly don't know. But honestly, I think it's the point of. We, we need to get back to the way we were, where people mattered more than what they thought. People were more than their thoughts. People were people. People are no longer people. Lee, you know I got you. Just thank God you're in the same state. I mean, that's half true, my rain. The problem, I think, is that there are some people that aren't willing to think for themselves. And this is on both sides. There are people that just don't. Not that they can't, they just don't want to. And I don't get it. Maybe it'll fix itself, maybe not. I don't know. This has been this has been an hour long, and I've been ranting for an hour, and I'm starting to actually get a little bit worn out from it. I'm not gonna lie, I came home kind of pissed. So I was worked up, and as I worked it all out, I'm kind of like, oh good, now I'm getting drained. For anyone who's kind of interested in this kind of thing, this might be a little niche thing. Anyone who watches My Hero Academia, I'm starting to feel like All Might. Just go from to no, I like the first one better as begun. Ranting wears the best of us all. Yeah, Lee, you didn't have if you were leaving work, you didn't have to stick around, man. It's all good. I know people have shit to do, but I will end on this note. Hopefully, this gets around to people who need it. Hopefully, it gets around to the people who need to hear that there are people out there who, no matter what they think or what they believe, there are people who will be here if they ever need an ear. And I mean, it's just that's what needs to change. Is look, I have a small community now. If it gets bigger, it's not likely to change how I look at it, but something I might end up having more moderators at that point. Lee might might actually have to be asked to be a moderator at some point, depending on how big it gets. But that'll be the only change. We're all one big family, and if you ever need an ear, regardless of whether you agree or disagree, we're all here. But with that being said, I am going to get off here because it is taking its toll on me, and I'm not as I'm not as young as I used to be. So I appreciate everyone who hung out with me for as long as they did. Um, anyone interested, my Discord is in the description, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.